Hi Virgo, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Virgo, this is your general reading starting today on the 21st of July, and I am switching it up a bit. I've been going a bit back and forth on how to do these readings, and I'm still working it out, so just bear with me. I am more and more drawn to talk about what is happening on your awakening path. Even though we're talking about love maybe every other week, or even if we're talking about maybe general readings that is more can be anywhere and everywhere, it's still going to be drawn to your awakening path. And for this time around, I'm asking specifically about that because I think it's a very, very particular time in our lives right now. What is going on right now, mid-year, with this new moon that happened in Cancer yesterday, today, depending where you're at in the world. Meaning in terms of dates, because the new moon has taken place. And it's like a shift like no other shifts that is going on right now. And I think that you will benefit to hear on your awakening path, what do you need to hear most right now? What is going on for you right now? And then let's see where these steering things are happening in terms of me delivering a message to you, how, like in what format that is going to happen. I'm going to use this beautiful Angel Answers by Doreen Virtue as a general reading to start, as a general layout to see what's like the general messages, and then clarify that with the Sagittarius Oracle deck. Beautiful. And then I'm going to end the reading in silence again. I was receiving a lot of good comments, beautiful comments, about how you really loved the silent part. And I'm putting it at the very end so that you can skip it if you didn't like it, and that you can stay for it. And it's not 14 cards that the love reading was. If you want to check it out, check out your last love reading. It was at the very end. I did a silent part with 14 cards. And today I'm going to do it with just 3 of these, which is sort of the bridge into the extended. So then you will feel if you feel drawn to the extended or not. But let's start with the general message for Virgo on your awakening path. There's so much German awakening. Virgo, the awakening. And what is awakening, really? It's when you find out who you are. It's when you research who you are. It's the connection between you and your inner being. It's the connection between you and Source. It's understanding that you're a forever magician, that you hold full responsibility for your life, which in the beginning sucks. And when you sort of get a bit of a hold on it, a hold of it, it's starting to become really magical. It really wants to take its time here. So maybe you want to fast forward a bit, Virgo, or not, or not. Yeah, so I'm drawn to the first. So it says recovery on the bottom, and I'm not fully drawn to that. I'm getting a no. So no to the recovery on the bottom. So we're just going to focus on the image here. They're very light. I like that they're very light because you sort of have to feel it instead of see it. But in this instance, I would want for you to. Probably not going to be able to do that. Okay. You're sitting on the bottom here, and over you is your spirit guide, angel, call it inner being, call it whatever you want, really, because it just feels like you're sitting down, connecting in. And I think it's really, either you've started to really meditate lately, Virgo, or you are being guided to do so. To sit still, to be still and connect in with your inner being, or connect in with your spirit guides at this time to get your connection going again. You're completely dressed in, I would say, probably they're going for purple because it's just hold on a minute. it's really about getting to, like, I'm not surprised if we're going to start to see cats here, if there's a lot of cats around you, to sort of remind you of your own, like your love for yourself. Virgo, your love for yourself. I think you're finding that inner beauty is coming out. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something that I saw the other day, and it really struck a chord in me. I can't say that I fully relate, but I could just feel the pain of so stay with me here, Virgo. This could be for both women and both men, but I think it's going to probably be more leaning towards the women in this reading, for this very instance, I have to say. There was this girl who, where was it that I saw this? Wait, it was somebody that watched. Oh, I'm not gonna think of the name now. I have no idea. Probably a Netflix series or something. And it was on, and I was like, ooh, that's so. I was so judgmental. I was like, that's very superficial, and it was like I wasn't gonna have any of it. And then a story came, and I could not stop watching. A story came on, and I had no idea about this. I'm from Sweden, and I have no I have no memory of this story about this lady who was working as a model when she was growing up. And at one stage, it was two guys that decided to sort of put her out of business. So one time when she came home, I'm sorry to bring this story to you. Stay with me because it has a very happy ending. She came home, and two guys decided that they were going to cut her open in her face to sort of destroy her modeling career with razor blades all through her face. And immediately on that day, she did not book another job. That was the end of her career, and that was also the end of her life as a beautiful woman and as a woman having good confidence. And not until, I don't know how many years later this was, she was coming in to have her face fixed. The scarring was gone, but she was still living as if those scars were still there, and going through this transformation with a little lift and little stuff done to her. She also worked through the emotional side of it, the emotional body that had really taken a toll. And what she had come to understand, and why she did not like, she didn't like to wear makeup, she didn't like to make herself look nice whatsoever, she didn't try whatsoever, she just was sort of trying to go unnoticed, because she had, since that day, which she didn't realize, and I'm telling you guys this because there's something to this for you, she since that day didn't realize that she had immediately started this belief that beauty means danger. If you're anywhere near beautiful, it's going to mean danger for you. It's going to mean that you're not safe. And so she really tried to not look good. And her self-esteem was just rock bottom. There's something to it here, Virgo. I'm not saying or suggesting that you've been through any type of this story, this tough story, but there is something to it. There's something that has happened, or there's something that you've been through, gone through, that has made you maybe have an unconscious or conscious awareness that making yourself the best version is detrimental. It's something about being beautiful, or being the best version of yourself, being really confident, being really, I don't want to say cocky, but okay, so if it's easier to explain it if you're just having like a a beautiful exterior. Like if you really look good, I think I can't remember now if it was Brad Pitt or if it was somebody else. I heard this story that, it was like terrible of them to complain, but it was really tough to be not to be taken seriously, because so many times they were turned down for roles that they really wanted to play, but they kept hearing that they looked too good. Like your face is too pretty. It's like, what? I'm not doing a good job of conveying what I'm wanting to get through here. I think maybe if you resonate with this, you already know what I'm talking about, and I'm getting a confirmation about that. It's like something happened to you, something has been going on in your life where you felt like looking my best or acting my best, being my very best version is actually not gonna, I'm gonna compare it, a quick story, I'm gonna compare it to where I was starting to have a bit of an awakening, and I was tuning in with left and right. I was finding it so inspiring to be able to help people, and I just went on everything and anything that I could find at the time. And going on this path and going on this discovery about myself and this discovery about the spirit world led me to have my oldest son's grandma just cut the communication with me, and we've been buddies. I mean, even though his father, my son's father, and I weren't together anymore, we were really close as a good, relationship can be, being over there all the time, having coffee, and I love her to death today. I mean, she's gorgeous, and she's so freaking funny. It's taken me a while to get there, and it ripped my heart out when it happened, when she said, you've become too weird. I was like, what? What do you mean to? I'm still the same person. I'm no different. Yes, you're different. You become weird, and I just want to say you're not welcome here anymore. And that was the first time in any sort of direction that I understood that just sort of going on this path was maybe not for everybody. I was like, how can you not how can you not love this? How can you not? We're helping people here. We're connecting people from the other side. We're helping them find stuff that they lost. It's like, it was really, really detrimental for me. And it was a couple other things happening at the same time where I sort of started to close down a bit. And still to this day, there's certain things I haven't opened up for yet. I know it's gonna come if it's beneficial to me, if that's gonna, So anyway, I just want to say, there's something about, it could be your exterior, it could be something with your looks that you just do not want to go there. You do not want to reach for the best version of yourself because you've had the somewhere between somewhat to extreme experience that is not in your best interest to go down that route. So it takes a bit of courage, and we have the word recovery on the bottom, and now we can look at it, because the word recovery is on a later plane making sense. It's taken you till this point because there's something here about you're stepping into your beauty again. That's where I even started on this color of purple. But it also comes across as pink, like as I don't know what that's called in cherry blossom. Cerise. I would say cerise in Swedish. I do not know what the word is for that in English, but I would say cherry blossom, like that color. Like a combination of purple and cherry blossom. And I find that through your spirit connection, like being connected in with your higher self, with your inner being, starting to shine your light, really feeling sensual, having the yin-yang balance really going for you. And it can be for a man also, that you're feeling sensual. Like it doesn't just have to be for a woman. That you're really claiming this spiritual, sensual love for yourself and really starting to shine again. The recovery to get to this stage, I think you probably haven't even seen it as a discovery, as a recovery. Maybe that's a discovery. Like you haven't even seen that has been a thing for you, but it really has been a thing for you. You probably have closed down a lot of doors, or even not even allowed for the door to be there for you to say no to. It's more safe to have no doors whatsoever and just have things show up for you that you have to keep saying no to, and it sort of makes you disappointed at the very end. Now you're opening up for that again. Now we're cutting through, and it's interesting because Leo had this as well. You're opening up, you're finding that signal again, you're cutting through with your sword to find that opening, and you feel safe this time to do so. It's so interesting because it's like, okay, so this might just be for one or two people. This is like an artery, like your blood pump, like how it's being portrayed, how it's like looking in your body and it's being chopped off. Not that it's being chopped off, but like how it's being portrayed in a picture. If we were to talk about like, this is your lungs, this is your heart, this is your artery. I can't say it. Artery. I don't even know what artery is. There's something to it here that was like, it was cutting off your blood flow. It was taking off your oxygen, like it was lowering your oxygen levels. So maybe some of you guys really were in some sort of an accident, or you've been through something that really has emotionally struck you so hard that you've closed off. You just cut off certain things, cut off certain people. And it's like, as you raise your sword, this artery thing is coming with you. It's like we're connecting it into our wings. We're connecting it in. We're starting to live again. We're starting to have like blood flow again, oxygen to your body. People being pregnant, you always hear like you have that pregnant glow. It's because there's so much aliveness inside of you. There's so much going on, and you double the amount of blood flow in your body. So it's like it's coming out of your ears, literally, almost. It's like you're getting the same glow, and this time it doesn't scare you, Virgo. I love that it doesn't scare you. So do you want more clarifiers around these? And you set the pace. You set the pace of the opening of this. Just because you open up to things, and just because you become your very best version of yourself on this awakening path, it doesn't mean that you have to say yes left and right. It doesn't mean that you have to, just because doors are going to start to open up for you, doesn't mean you have to say yes to them, because I think that's what's been scaring you the most. Wow. So here goes the fertility card. So maybe some of you guys actually are, I was thinking that card was going to come out, and it did. Okay, so where do we want all these cards? This is under here for sure. Here. These are by themselves. Okay. Someday soon I'm gonna have a camera that allows for you to see what I see. Just look at this, how similar it looks. So we have a 3, and then the sort of arch. Is that an arch? And then we have a 3 in the arch. This is how they want them. I can't. So 3 and 3. So it's like it's showing you where we came from to what we went to. And I think it was... And Virgo, did you have this as well then? I don't know who had this, but it started with the Leo reading that the analogy for the stretched heart. It's like you've been through so much stuff that it actually stretches your heart. It actually cracks it open. And you don't see this, but you sew it back together. There's the artery again. There's like the blood flow, the oxygen thing. We're in recovery after this. Whatever happened on your path that has cracked you open and stretched your heart, it has led into this most beautiful, like finding that beauty again, finding the best version of yourself, and into this fertility state. Like I said, when you're pregnant, you have this glow about you, and for certain people, you actually could be pregnant, and you could be looking forward to just having this pregnant stage in your life in front of you. But for the majority, it's like the general read here is that you're very fertile. You're in your heart. You've come full circle a couple of times, and you really understand your self-worth now. It's like you're not backing down this time around. You really are starting to open up, Virgo, and you're feeling ripe. You're feeling maybe if you don't want to have kids, maybe watch it a bit. And we have 2 number 3, like both of them were going to lead eventually to passion, joy, creativity, and fun. And then underneath this, where you have discussed your own self-worth, where you discussed with yourself whether to sort of open up or close down, and with the stretching of the heart, we have victory and success. So underneath it is like it's like you pulled through, you broke through, you have put yourself back on the path of awakening. And this is what awakening is. It's like you're breaking out of the system, you're breaking out of the norm, and there's victory to be had here. I always think of this toot your own horn. There's a new foundation being laid here with the red flag there. For me, the red flag is not a red flag. It's just a new foundation for you with the victory and success. And we have the number 6 here, which speaks about, which is so freaking beautiful, because if you add those two up, to the 2 3s, from being really like the dark night of the soul into pure gorgeousness. And I can't leave this out, that we have sort of a peacock. It's like the feathers of the peacock are just in full bloom here. It's your hair though, but the peacock for me is sort of the indication of a soulmate connection, romantic soulmate partnership. Combining those two, we have a number 6, and here comes the 6. Here comes victory and success. The 6 is speaking about the connection in with yourself, with your inner being, with your source. When the person of you, the physical version of you, and the source version of you are connected, we have the number 6. And then these comes out like as a separate little unit with the light and intuition. And you've come to this place now. We have number 19. So again, 19 is representative of Prince of Heaven. And I've added the Princes of Heaven. So the Prince of Heaven and the Princess of Heaven is coming in, which is a romantic partnership that wants to come in. And it's when you've stepped into the light. Now when you're on this awakening path, it's like your vibration was a bit too low. When you were in your growing stages, when you were in your recovery stages, when you sort of didn't think too much of yourself, you could never align with this person because you were literally too low. And maybe they were as well. Maybe it's not a love reading this, and it's a general reading, but so we're not going to find that out. But maybe, I'm not saying that they are picture perfect and soul perfect, and you're not. Maybe you've been on the exact same path. I'm just saying you could not meet when you were a bit lower in your energy and in your vibration. Now you're reaching for the light. You're stepping into the light due to everything that has happened. and not sort of apologizing for yourself anymore, and not being scared of coming into your best version. Like you're not afraid to completely shine your light. That's when you're making that connection. And then we have number 2 with conversation, communication, and relationships. This is so beautiful because it's talking about the connection with a romantic partner. But in order to get to that place, in order to have the consequence of a connection with that partner, we first need to go within, into the meditation of it all. And it's my intuition card. So it's like, listen into your intuition, listen to your inner being. This is closing your eyes and going within and making a connection with the universe. And then those doors are going to start to appear, but the door is closed. It's closed as however long you need it to be. It's not going to burst open. You will feel way better if you start to open the doors that you've been asking for, that you've been the experiences that you've been wanting. If you start to align with those, if you start to be in resonance with those, you're going to really enjoy it. And so it's not all of a sudden going to be super overwhelming for you, but I just want to show you that the doors are immediately, when you start to go within and connect in more and more and search for this light, which you are now, connecting in with your inner being and with the universe, the doors are going to start to show up, and then you open them when you're ready. There's a timing here, but you still are in control. You still have free will. So you can be the best, shiniest person you ever want to be, and you still decide the pace. Okay? It's beautiful what you're stepping into. And this is the energy that I want to know more about. And this is the energy I'm going to ask about in the extended, and see what else on your awakening path that wants to come out now that we have recovered this, or that it's like you're a baby in this new world, in a way. Like it's like you never walked this earth in your full potential. If you constantly try to dim yourself down, or not even knowing that you dimmed yourself down, it's almost going to be like a surprise what you can attract through that higher vibration. So that's really interesting. But first, I'm going to pull 3 cards for the silent part of this reading, so that you can sit complete in silence and just let go whatever wants to be let gone, and receive whatever you want to receive. It's a quick one. And then feel from there if you want to come into the extended. If not, if you do, then the link is in the description box. And if not, no hard feelings. You might want to fast forward here, because it can take a while for me to get the exact 3 cards for this. Sometimes it just blurs out, but fast forward if you want to. Okay. Sorry. Loud. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to show you the images. And you just sit in silence and just take a deep breath and take in the images that you see. I'm going to try to block out the words. So happy watching.